So these followers of the way, or these disciples, were making some noise, and there was this other group known as the Pharisees who were anti what they were doing. And there was a leader of these Pharisees, and his name was Saul, who we now know as the Apostle Paul, but Saul of Tarsus. And we're introduced to him in the book of Acts to begin with, chapter 7, and he's directing one of the followers of the way to be killed. That's our first introduction to him. On the scene, we move into Acts chapter 8, and what we read is he's actually wreaking havoc on the church. He's going around and he's finding these people that are professing to be following Jesus, and he's throwing them in prison or killing them. That's his strategy. And then we read that as this group of people begin to scatter from Jerusalem, a lot of them head into this area known as Damascus, the city of Damascus. And Saul, at this time, he gets an edict, from the high priest, to take a group of people and to go put an end to this. He's going to put a stop to this. So he's going to Damascus, and he's going for blood. On his way there, on his way to Damascus, something miraculous happens. There's no other way to explain it. As he's journeying down that road, a white light shines in the heavens, knocks him down, blinds him, and a booming voice cries out and says, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Recognizing, right? I mean, that gets your attention, huh? Like, this isn't normal. So he says, "Well, who are you, Lord?" He says, "I am Jesus, who you are persecuting." So Jesus is equating that you persecuting my people is the same as persecuting me. And his life is utterly transformed from that very moment. Becomes a follower of Jesus, a follower of the way. Something interesting I want to point out about that story. And we can read it in the book of Acts. And do you think that Saul at that time woke up that day saying, "You know what? I've had a few moments to kind of contemplate my philosophical worldview of being a Pharisee versus being a follower of the way. And on this day, I've just decided that I'm going to follow the way or become a disciple." No, what was he doing? He was actually going to persecute them. And God came to him on that day. And what we see is a picture of the sovereign grace of God. And sometimes people have this picture, and I want to clarify this, of who God is, who we're talking about, that God is kind of some kind of person in the background, kind of knocking on your heart, waiting for you to just let him in. And man, what I read here, and in this story, and what we're going to see here is a God of grace. And when his everlasting love is set upon someone, he will have them. And Saul on that day, he began to recognize that, yes, that Jesus was really the Son of God. He really went to the cross and died for my sins. This really took place, and he followed him.